Hi, my name is, well, it doesn't really matter what my name is. Some people know me on YouTube as being kind of like a genuine freak, but, today I just wanted to be myself and, talk to you a little bit about something that I find is a big issue in today's society, which is often ignored, and I think it's something that should be funded more regularly and be more paid attention. It's basically mental illness in general, anything that's somewhere into drug-induced schizophrenia to personality disorders. And the fact is that 1 in 5 people, maybe even 2/5 of the people's population, are going to be affected by a mental health disorder once in their lifetime. It is impossible to go a day without having depression or depression. As somebody who suffers from mental illness, mine being a lesser known version of, well, it's basically like a severe depression disorder. Um, I would say that I might have bipolar dis type 2, which is actually a type of bipolar type 2 is actually, I believe, unless you want to correct me on this, is the disorder where, you have a basic feeling of, hypomania, which is a feeling of goodness and comfort, and then you go into extreme discomforted mode. Bipolar type 1 is actually where you suffer from mania, and the manic experiences are usually where you tend to spend a lot of money and you get lost. And then you go into a really low mood, and then you drop yourself to perhaps a suicidal level of mania. Stupid thing. It's not. I hate when it does this. Stupid thing. Just get me back on. Silly thing. Basically, okay, what I was saying was, so, basically, I'll probably be making a couple of videos related to this because to me it's a big issue. The fact is, stigma is something which we call stamping out stigma, something in a mental hospital which I go. It's in Canada, called the Ontario Shores. Of course, I know most of my viewers are from America, and a lot of people, I think, have issues which they think that people with a mental disorder are incompetent, incapable, and highly unintelligent people. But the fact is, we are just as able-bodied as to everybody else, and the fact is, we want to get in the working force, and we're the same as you. We just have different problems that separate us in different things, and it can either be trauma related. We've experienced severe trauma in our life that has caused personality disorders, such as, well, an example is we don't call it split personality disorder because we call it sorry, disso- mm, dissociative personality disorder, which is basically it's like you have different versions of your same personality. You're the same person, but it's more complex. Where they said that you don't have just different people living inside you. More or less, you're one person with different elements of your personality showing. Usually, if you've been in this extreme trauma, you may have 3 different personalities, and one could be an angry one could be a child, and one could be just an average person. And it's very hard to live a life like that because stupid thing keeps doing this. I hate when anyway, I'll keep talking anyway during this because the screen is being stupid, son of a bitch. And, anyway, so to get back on track, I'm kind of lost focus on what I was saying. I'll just continue with stigma. If a person acts funny or weird, you shouldn't make fun of them because it's not really acceptable. Um, Also with the personality comes concurrent disorder, which is where we have a disorder where we drink and we drink and we drink and we have a mental illness, and having a mental illness increases the likelihood of not quitting, such as smokers or drinkers. And it is extremely hard to quit. And if someone is able to quit with a mental disorder, is an extreme achievement. We really are normal people who are looking for everyday jobs, and we can succeed in normal society as long as we have a good support. If we don't have support, then we really have nothing to fall back onto. To talk a little about me, my experiences, well, I had depression. Well, I can't remember the personality disorder I was given, but I've been through 11 psychiatrists over a 4-year period. Child psychiatrist. I'm only 21, but I look a lot younger. But it's being diagnosed with anything, is, especially long-term depression. It's quite severe having it. It's debilitating, and it makes you feel like crap every day. And waking up is really hard, and you usually tend to sleep very long hours in the day. Also, having the ability to not being able to deal with stress can make you feel suicidal. I remember I noticed it when I first brought a knife to school, and I threatened to kill people, and I took the knife out, and I was being bullied at school and bullied at home too, and having a lot of negative things happening to me at that time led me to think, to set an example, saying if this is how people are going to treat me, then I'll just kill myself in front of you. So someone stopped me because I told them I had the pocket knife. If I didn't tell them, I might have killed myself. I wouldn't be alive today because I would have stuck the blade inside my guts, probably into my internal organs, stabbed in the kidney, or just something that would cause me to die. And that would have been something that I would have been proud of at that time, even though I'd be dead. And if I was a spirit, I would see. Obviously, my family would never mourn, but that would have been their punishment because this is what they had caused. And being bullied and constantly being bullied throughout the years and having no one really respect you because of deep anger and hatred to the point where I had to wanting to shoot people, and I was obsessed with Columbine, and I wanted to do the same things and kill more than 13 people, because the main thing is that, well, what happens when you bully someone is that they can only take so much before they pop, but when they pop, they explode, and that explosion, a shrapnel, took out many people. In this case, in Columbine, it took out 36 people, 23 casualties, and 13 dead, and many people died from suicide, so the emotional impact was extreme. And then, obviously, it can affect a lot of people. And the main thing I want to get at is don't disrespect people with mental illness or anything like that. It's just really rude and arrogant. And we, some of you can identify us, but normally you can't. It's really hard. We're actually really nice people, and we try to better ourselves by going to groups, trying to maintain normal life without being insulted. You may look at a person, call them a retard, but think about how you would feel if someone were to call you a retard based upon something that is not your fault. It's genetic, or because you just had a really fucked up life and you got screwed over, and then it just, your brain became unbalanced, your serotonin levels and all the chemical levels in your brains were just not balanced, right? And you just need the medication to balance it. I can give you an example of some medications that I take, and this is my med bag. I bet a lot of people with mental illnesses take a lot more than me. I generally take just about 650 milligrams. What I have is well, what I take is well, it's hard to see. So what I basically take is For me, in the morning, I start off with a blue and green pill called what is it called again? Um, uh, Diazepam? No, not diazepam. Yeah, I have a diazepam, which is a mood stabilizer, sort of to decrease the anxiety, but it doesn't really work. And I take Cymbalta, and that's supposed to be an antidepressant. And on that, I also take another antidepressant called Paxil, and together they're supposed to cause antidepressants. And then in the afternoon, I take another diazepam, 12 at noon. And then at night, I take a trazodone, which is a white pill, 50 milligrams, and that is to put me to sleep. I take a Teva Diavocolex, which is a pill, 500 milligrams, a newly designed pill, which is supposed to be a mood stabilizer because of my anger is so violent that I tend to be really angry, smash a lot of things, and at points where I've had to be taken into the police and to psychiatric care because I was a threat to others and myself. So I've been put into that position a lot too. And so that's what I usually take. So it's not too bad. I used to take lithium, which is okay, except the fact that it gives you pimples. And as you can see, I still have a lot of acne problems. And basically, a lot of the mood stabilizers, they can't really do anything about it. And a lot of medications are really bad for you. For instance, Advil, if you take too much of Advil, that's extremely bad for your kidneys or liver. Lithium was extremely bad for my kilograms. I mean, I was on 1,200 milligrams of that stuff, and that's just, I kept on getting put on more because I had such strong kidneys, and really, I guess I'm being put on over more because I just burned through those pills due to my fast metabolism, and so I keep getting put on more and more. Supposedly they're supposed to be late, but I'm staying still. So generally this topic is just to advocate, it's just to bring more attention to people with mental illness. And I think if we do that, we can make a better society. And I'm trying to improve myself, but it's general to give an overview to people or people or family members that have anyone that is dealing with a mental illness. And I know a lot about this stuff. I may not be a doctor, but considering I've been learning about it since I was 14, so that's about 7 years. I can generally give a lot of information. I know if someone, just by the description, is having a disorder or something that could be wrong. It's always good to get checked out and just have a good doctor and talk to your therapist constantly. Just talking, it's not about medication. If you have bipolar or schizophrenia, you also need to seek therapy too. And there's also self-esteem groups available. You can always find them. It's just about looking it up on a phone book or on the internet or in hospital circumstances. Finding a group of people that you can relate to. It's like A and A. It's like basically finding people you can talk to and talking to them. Just shooting the shit, and you can get along with these people and make new friends, and it can lead to new professions. I mean, I know I want to work in the mental health industry. I'm working towards getting just a bachelor's degree in criminal justice with at least I have a diploma in social services, so part of that accomplishment anyway. So what I think everybody should do is, well, just check yourself out. I mean, if you have any questions, just ask me. I know this is a pretty boring video, but it's just something I care a lot about. So thank you for listening. Oh yeah, this stuff.